Hello, dear friends. I'm Meet Shukla, and you're watching Balmurti Online in English, an initiative by Unified Growth Foundation. Today's episode, Mobile Withered Childhood, is based on the Gujarati article Mobile Ma Murjhaelu Balpan by Vibha Pathak. It explores how mobile phones and social media, while meant to connect us, are slowly changing childhood itself, making children restless, lonely, and more dependent on screens than real life. As you watch, think about how mobiles have shaped the children in our own family or surroundings.
Namaste and welcome to Modern Times. I'm your host Arjun.
And I'm Priya. It's great to have you with us, Arjun. Today we're tackling an issue that I think feels incredibly close to home for so many of our listeners. It's about our children and their relationship with the screen.
That's right. Yeah, we're discussing this really powerful article by Vibha Jitendra Pathak.
Okay.
It's called Mobile Withered Childhood.
Yeah.
And that title, Priya, I mean, it really hits you, doesn't it?
It really does. Withered is such a strong word. So the article opens with a scene that is just, it's painfully real.
Right.
You have a mother who calls her daughter inside after playing.
Yeah.
And the very first words out of the girl's mouth are not about her game, but "Mummy, I want the mobile."
And what follows is that all too familiar negotiation, which, it quickly turns into a fight.
Yes.
The mother says, go and study. The daughter just says, I won't. Threats are made, voices are raised, and in the end, who wins? The daughter. She gets the
Wow.
phone. And the article uses this to ask a really piercing question. Why is this happening? And who is truly responsible?
It's a question that just haunts so many parents, and the scale of the problem is just, it's staggering.
Yeah.
The article throws some numbers at us that are genuinely shocking.
Okay.
It says 93% of children are regularly using social media, and get this, 40% of children under the age of 10.
40%? I mean, at that age, their world should be about playgrounds and storybooks, not profiles and posts.
Yeah.
The author then she beautifully breaks down how this is damaging them.
Right.
And it's not a one-size-fits-all problem. For young girls, it's often about the pressure to have a perfect body, right? To look beautiful like the influencers they see online.
And for boys, it's a similar trap, just, dressed differently.
Yeah.
They see these, hyper-muscular bodies and these intense fitness regimes, and they just start feeling this crushing stress about their own appearance.
My God.
And the author makes a great point. Look, awareness about fitness is good, but this is mental pressure.
Totally.
This is a highway to anxiety.
It's a culture of constant comparison. And I think the most heartbreaking part of this is it's making them lonely. They have surrounded by these virtual friends, but they feel completely isolated. And this isolation, the article argues, is exactly what makes them prime victims for cyberbullying, which is, one of the biggest dangers of the online world.
So faced with this crisis, what do we even do?
Yeah.
The article offers a few solutions. On one hand, you've got the personal responsibility route.
Okay.
Parents need to carve out time, create schedules, and fill their children's lives with so many real world games and activities that they just don't have time for the screen.
That sounds ideal, but the article acknowledges that so many parents feel completely helpless, that the addiction is just too strong.
Yeah.
And that's when it introduces a much more drastic idea. It points out that Australia has actually banned social media for children under 16. And it asks if India should maybe consider something similar.
Wow, a government-enforced ban, that is a massive step.
Right.
It moves the problem from, the living room to the level of national policy.
On one hand, you want to protect children, but on the other, it feels like a major restriction.
It's a serious debate. The author's final plea really is that this has to be a collective battle. It's up to parents, families, teachers, all of us to work together to understand the child's psychology and to lovingly guide them away from this digital addiction.
Right.
The goal is to let childhood bloom, not wither behind a screen.
A powerful and really urgent message.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that we are at a really critical juncture in shaping the next generation.
So here's a question we'd like you to think about. The article presents this stark choice, right, between personal parental responsibility and a government-enforced ban. If we find that personal efforts are failing, at what point does society have the right or even the obligation to step in and set hard limits to protect its children?
This topic affects almost every home today, and it's one we cannot ignore. I would love to hear from you. How you manage mobile phone use with children in your family? Share your thoughts in the comments because your experiences might help many other parents too. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Follow us on our social media handles and visit our website for more such meaningful conversations. Namaskar.